Real quick, before we start this video, today I sat down with the ultimate sleeper build himself, Mr. Alibaba Fitness. We talked about the gym, we talked about personal development, all things in the middle. As always, if you like these type of videos, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and comment for part 2. And without further ado, here's the trailer.
The struggle for me, my entire life, has been gaining weight. And I just started going to the gym. I started going hard to the gym. I went every single day, right? And I was eating 3,000 calories a day. Rather than looking to somebody else, like, oh my God, I want to be like him. Yeah. I look at myself and I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy again. My only competition anywhere is myself.
And I envision those things.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm working towards. And I'm going to be that person. A picture speaks 1,000 words. When you look at those pictures, you're like, you can remember what you were feeling that time.
You mature with experience, not with age.
Before we dive into that, tell me how the sleeper build concept came to be. And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Posh Night Club. Our next guest is the ultimate sleeper build and has cracked the code for social media. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Ali. It's Alibaba Fitness.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you for actually hosting me today. Thank you for taking the time out as well. How's your day going?
It was a pleasure, man. Alhamdulillah. Hey, you see how this is the first time we're actually our first live episode as well as our first episode like in-house. So this is like the in-house studio. So I hope you like it.
I do. I mean, it took some time to...
It took some very time, but it's like, you know, we got it. So
we got it on the... yeah.
Now, you know the first question. What are you passionate about?
Passion, it is fitness, right? And fitness, the reason I'm passionate about fitness is because I believe that it can improve your overall health, right? And it can definitely improve your overall mental health as well, right? For me, coming from a Desi family, from a brown family, mental health is not really like, you know, it's not really there.
It's not talked about.
It's not really talked about in the brown community, in the Desi community. And a lot of people, if you look at the fitness industry right now, a lot of young individuals, they're going into the gym, into the fitness to clear their mind, right? They want to go into that space and just work out, lift some weights and go back home. So the reason I started my whole Instagram page and I got so passionate about fitness was I wanted to help these young individuals as well. I wanted to motivate and inspire these individuals as well, and lead them in the right direction. You know, growing up, yes, all these people, they have parents and elders that they look up to. But sometimes I feel like even they have a hard time explaining and coming out and talking to them, right? So my page is mostly just trying to motivate and inspire, and that's my whole goal, to motivate and inspire as many people as I can. That's what I'm passionate about.
I think it's beautiful because what I also like to see is that with every hero story, there's always that catalyst that got the ball rolling, right? And as I went through your page, I actually saw that you had psoriasis throughout your early childhood, or it was like early adulthood.
Yes.
Talk to me about that and what was that? Like, what, first of all, because forgive me, but I actually don't know what it is. I just saw marks on my guy's body. I was like, bro, how did you get that? And then I think that's something like, I saw that. I was like, bro, he definitely had some mental things going, battles like within yourself. Like, walk me through that and what that was like.
It was very tough, right? So growing up as a skinny guy, like, you're always made fun of, right? It's the same thing with somebody that's a little bit overweight. People always, it's easier just to pick on that person for whatever reason it is. People pick, right? So if you're a little bit overweight or skinny, you're gonna get picked on. And psoriasis, it changed my life in a bad way. The reason for that was like, man, I was in university. I was in second year, I remember. And psoriasis slowly started. It was patches, red dots. And it slowly started to cover from my hand to my arms and my entire upper body. Alhamdulillah, my face was safe. I was underneath, and then all my legs as well. The mental toll that it took on my brain was tough because I was scared to put on short sleeves. People look at you very, very differently, right? Because they don't know what it is. I didn't even
know. Like, is it contagious?
What is it, right? And it looks disgusting.
I don't want to say it does, but it does.
Look, it does. It does, right? That's the truth about it. When it's like a skin disease. It's a skin cancer, technically, right? And it's hereditary. Like, you can't. It comes from genetics. So when I was going out, I would always wear long sleeves, right? Even if it's summer, because people would look, right? If I would stand in an elevator, like,
you can feel it. I think when someone like it's like you can feel their beams onto you, and it's like, bro, and then your mind starts going, it's like, what's he thinking? Why is he doing that? And it's like, and you just keep thinking and thinking. It's like you have this inner battle in your mind. It's like, it's toxic for yourself. It is.
It is
Right?
very.
And it's like, you don't know what you're going to do. And it's like, fuck, like, I just got to deal with this now.
I got to deal with it. And with me, like I dislike going to the doctor. I don't want to be at the doctor. So that's why like for 8 months, I didn't see a doctor.
Oh, God.
It took all over my body. Like I said, I was scared to take off my shirt anywhere I went, a beach, anywhere, right? Swimming pool, parties. But I got Dovabet, like
Yeah.
an ointment.
Yeah.
I started using that. And within like 4 or 5 months,
Hey.
it completely gone.
Okay.
It's been 5 years.
Oh, mashallah.
Nothing has come back.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
The outbreak hasn't come, but it could come back.
It could. Okay.
It could, because it's a disease that goes on and off. It has a breakout, and that was my time when I was like 23, 24. Yeah, that was my time for the breakout.
I think when I was like, I grew up really fat, right? Like I was always like chubby kid in high school. And I think how when you said you want to hide your arms, I was always very like insecure about my chest. Because I would have the puffy little nipples come out and stuff like that. And every time I'd wear a shirt, I feel like people would come in like, yo, they just flip your tits.
Yeah.
So that was so popular that they did. I think it's like, I get it, it's a joke. And I would do it to my fat friends, right?
Of course,
It's like,
of course.
so the ones fatter than me were the same thing. It's funny. But at the same time, I knew that as it kept going on, I was like, bro, like, I felt so insecure of the chest itself. I'd hate taking my shirt off. And the thing is, I used to hate the heat at the same time. So it wasn't a good thing. It's like, I used to hate being hot, but I also used to hate being a thing. It was to the point where, I also sweat so much, right?
Yeah.
So it was even worse. So I was fat, I was sweaty, I didn't want to be that kid in high school. So I would walk to school with a different t-shirt than I would wear in school. So every single day, every single morning, I'd change my t-shirt, wear the uniform, and then while going back, I'd wear the same sweaty t-shirt. By then it would be dried up, and I'd go back. So I wasn't coming as a sweaty fat kid. Right? At least I was just like a chubby kid, and I would do everything possible to like change the way I would look. And it's like, you can do all these small things like changing your t-shirts and stuff, but at the same, your core is what looks matters, right? It's really taking that first step into that journey, and I think that's kind of what you did. But talk to me about how you took the first step into the gym and what that was like, and how you got to where you are now.
So, like, I've always been a gym enthusiast. I've always wanted to be in the fitness industry and all that.
And was this like, well, tell me the timeline of this.
So when I was like 16, 17, 18, right? I used to go to the gym like just everybody else, go to the school's gym, work out, just do some curls, do triceps, biceps, right? I don't think I ever did legs. When I was a teenager, I never did legs. Because like, I was like, oh, like I want to look bigger, this is this. The struggle for me, my entire life has been gaining weight. That is my number one struggle. And for someone skinny and hard gainer, we always want to look buffer. We want the t-shirt to fill. That's a dream for us, right? I did that for years, back and forth, and I wasn't achieving that goal. So about 3 years ago, when I was 27 years old, I looked at myself and I was like, okay, I need to change. I need to go to the gym. I started going to the gym, and I accepted that, you know what? My body's just not going to bulk up. So I learned how to work with my body. I accepted it. I was like, this is my physique. Let me see what I can do with this. And I just started going to the gym. I started going hard to the gym. I went every single day, right? And I was eating 3,000 calories a day.
Wow.
And
you tracked everything?
I tracked everything.
Yeah.
I use an app called LifeSum. It's a free app to use because it has the scan code. The scan barcode.
It's so elite. When MyFitnessPal had it before they took it out, oh my God, elite.
MyFitnessPal, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, now they did. At one point it was free, right?
Yeah, at one point it was free.
It was like, yo, this is the one you have to use.
Yeah. LifeSum, like, scan, boom. Pakistani food, Indian food, Bangladeshi food, any food that has a scan code, you can just scan it. And this is a free feature. Like,
okay.
So that's what I started using. And it helped me track everything down. And that's how my fitness journey started. I was like, okay, lean, muscle building. Like I can only, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but I can only gain muscle, right? My body doesn't store the fat. So that's how my journey started. And it's been 3 years. I've been going hard at it.
I think a lot of skinny guys actually, that might be the truth for more people than they think, but they don't actually they don't allow themselves to get to that point. And what I mean by that is that I have so many skinny friends who's like, well, I just can't gain weight.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, dude, like that what you just said, it's clicking in my head. It's like, fucking lucky bitch. Like, you can't gain fat, so you can gain muscle at least.
You can get muscle.
Right? And anyone can. I do believe in that. Unless you have some crazy genetic, just like, go to the fucking doctor, respectfully.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, you're not going to do it. Like, it's like, they're not going to do it, but it's like, there's that aspect of, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's maybe not enough, what's the word? I can't think of this one. There's not enough like influencers who have that physique,
Yeah.
or who started off skinny. And if they did start skinny, it wasn't that skinny, and they started taking roids and all these type of stuff. So who do you even look up to? And I feel like you may have gone that too, because when you started, your whole goal is now let me be that person, right? But when you started, you had no one.
Yeah.
Right? Who was a skinny guy who was like somewhat shredded you're looking up to? Or what was that? What was your like, I kind of like I was shape, but you almost had to make your own path, I'd say.
That's the thing. Like I didn't really have like a specific person that I was like looking up to, and I was like, oh my God, I would love like a physique like that. You know, it was never there in my mind. But the one person that I kind of look up to a lot was Joe Statics.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Because his physique, like he was just lean, like super lean all the time. And that's just, I was like, wow, like that's amazing.
Yeah.
Right. It's like me, but he's 10 times bigger.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one person I kind of looked up to, and I wished that, you know, in the next couple of years I would have met him. Right. Because
you're at the point where you're going to
and he would have maybe seen me. It would have been very nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe I would have reached out to him.
Yeah.
Or like find him somehow, you know, at a gym, or like creep him a little.
Yeah.
See where is he? And I want to meet him, right? But unfortunately,
he did pass away.
He passed away. This is gonna okay. So because I don't look up to anybody, right? Like I don't look up to anybody trying to achieve their physique. What I look to is who I was years ago, right? I go back taking a look at that picture, several pictures, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to be like this again, right? So it's a reverse psychology, sense. Rather than looking to somebody else, like, oh my God, I want to be like him. I look at myself and I'm like, I don't want to be like that guy again.
Yeah.
My only competition anywhere is myself.
I heard Matthew McConaughey say this one line, and it was my goal in the next 5 years. Person I look up to is the person in the next 5 years.
Yes.
Right. And when you apply that for yourself, it's like, yeah, I'm always growing, because it's like, I know 5 years from now, that no one is going to be a different type of guy.
Yes.
Right. He's going to probably be all these things. And I envision those things.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm working towards. And I'm going to be that person.
Yes.
And then who I don't want to be is me like 2 years ago. Right. It's like, I knew what I was going through. I knew the battles I had to deal with. And it's like, really, and it's like a picture speaks 1,000 words. When you look at those pictures, you're like, you can remember what you were feeling that time.
I can tell you right now exactly what I was feeling.
It's like it's the mental issue, like, bro. It's like and the thing is, it's not talked about enough, and people don't talk about that body dysmorphia enough itself. And if it was body dysmorphia or a mental issue, there's such a big toll it takes on your body, and you never actually. I think it's a point where you never almost overcome that. It's you just learn to deal with it, and as time goes on, it's like, okay, you know what? Now it's like skeletons in the closet. Like, it's fine.
It's fine.
But it takes such a long time to get there. And I feel like when I speak to a lot of these people in like my community, kids or whatever, who are like really skinny physique, they're like, oh, how can I get big? How can I get big? And for me, it's like I was always fat, so I say just eat more, right? But what would you tell someone? Because I've seen your comments and even on the live, it's if someone was skinny and you came up to me and said, how do I get big? What would you say?
So like. My belief is that it doesn't matter if you're skinny, or it doesn't matter if you are a little bit overweight, right? Anything is achievable, right? And my second belief is that everybody's different, right? So when skinny guys come up to me, they're like, oh, I want a physique like you, blah, 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 blah. Or when somebody a little bit overweight comes up to me, hey, I want to cut down, get a physique like you, blah, 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 blah. What do you eat? All this stuff. My number one thing is like, hey, everybody's different, okay? You have to find out what works for you. I can give you everything I do, but I'm not going to guarantee that it's going to work for you, because everybody's different. Everybody's different, right? The same way, like Albert Einstein said, we can't judge a fish ability to climb a tree, right? Because it's in the mind, right? We can't judge the ability and the physique as well. So the same thing comes into the fitness industry, right? Everybody's different. You can't feed everybody the same thing and expect them to be like, bigger or cut down, right? You can't feed dog food to a cat and expect it to be like
a healthy,
a whole dog. Right? Jacked up. It doesn't work that way, right? So that's what I tell people. The second thing is I always tell the skinny guys, like, you're not counting what you're eating. Because we always say, oh, I ate so much. Man, itna kana ka liya. Oh, but in reality, when you take into account, it's not that much. Or sometimes we say that we ate less, but it's when you take all the nutrition into account, it's more than what it looks like or seems like, right? So my advice to all the skinny guys is start counting what you're eating. Start counting what you're eating and hit the gym. Just go to the gym. It takes about 60 minutes out of your day. That's all.
What would you recommend when it comes to training with power building? Like, tell me about that. What does that mean?
Okay, so power
A little fitness one.
building.
This is when you gotta open your ears, boys.
Power building is
Yeah.
okay. This is what Anatoly does.
Okay.
Okay. And
Oh, like the super skinny guy who just fucking lifts a bunch of weight.
lifts a bunch of weight, right? And
That skinny was good.
he's
He's pretty sick. He's actually looking at his shirt. It's like that.
shredded.
He's shredded to the bum, but it's like
So strong.
he wears it. And it's
So
so wrong.
strong, you
It's
know.
insane. Especially when you start getting into like powerlifting, you're like, and he did
And
that.
he did that. He's like, how? But he's been power building his entire life.
Yeah. Okay. First, what is power building?
Okay. So it's different than power lifting. Power lifting, people do like I think like 4 or 5 sets and they hit a PR and that's it. You know, power building, like you exhaust your muscle, right? Like you're building that muscle. It's just volume.
Okay.
So when I power build it, I did 5 days in a row, right? I would do chest. I would do chest press, incline chest press, and chest flies. I would do 10 sets for each exercise.
10 sets.
Yeah.
10 sets per workout.
For exercise.
Wow.
Yeah. But then my body, like my chest is destroyed that day, right? Then I would do back. I would destroy my back, right? I would do 10 sets of deadlift, right? Obviously, I'm changing the weight and the reps and everything as I go. It's a whole program that I followed, but that's what I did. Then I would do arms. I would destroy my arms, right? Then I would do legs, and then I would do shoulders.
So you do 3 workouts, and each workout is about 10 sets.
About 10 sets.
So 30 sets by the end of the workout.
30.
How long did that take you? About an hour?
About an hour.
Okay, that's fair. What's that, like
An hour.
20 minutes each? So
Yeah.
10 sets?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Then you're taking like 30 seconds to a minute break.
I mean, it would go to an hour and a half. Right?
Okay, fair.
An hour and a half, an hour 15, an hour and a half. The rest I would take is 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes if you have to take a longer rest, that is completely fine because like you have to listen to your body, right? If I haven't been to the gym in 3 days.
I saw those push-ups right now.
I had to do push-ups before getting on here, but I haven't been to the gym in 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
You're allowed to take breaks.
You're allowed to
yourself
take a break. Like it's okay. You know, take care of yourself, take care of your priorities, take care of your family. Like that's also important, right? A lot of people are like, oh, gym is my life. Gym is my life. No, man. If gym is your life, you haven't seen life.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'm at the like I love the gym.
Yeah.
You know, but gym is not my life. I will never say gym is my life. Like, I have my life, my family.
Yeah.
That's my life.
So tell me, how old are you right now? You said 20.
I am 30.
Yeah, they're freshly 30 on that.
It's 30 November, turned 30.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah, last month. Yeah.
And you balance with a day job as well, yeah?
I have a full-time job.
What do you do full time right now?
I can't talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, no worries.
Or like, I work for a government agency.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So it's a nice job. It's a decent job. It's it pays the bills. So I'm busy with that. So yeah, the Sleeper Build started that way and just continued, and now it's just dumping content. And I go on Omi TV so often that people now
I see.
Yeah, they've seen the videos because I'm posting so much, right? I'm showing my face everywhere possible, right? Just the more people see your face, they will recognize you. So now it's working. I go on and I see people like
You met some famous people too, though. I've seen that recently. You met Chromas. I saw that.
Chromas. Yeah,
How was that? Do you plan some of these things or it's just random?
I like everything. Omi TV is. I don't control who I see on Omi TV. It could be a 5-year-old kid, or it could be a 50-year-old man, or it could be a guy jacking off.
You see it a lot?
I see. I report it on
Yeah.
You know, but like that's what I mean. You see so many different things on there. It's very hard for people to stay as well because they're just skipping all the time. But yeah, I'm trying to make it work.
How often do you say you're on like TV now?
I try to just do it on the weekends.
Oh.
I go on the weekends, yeah, just on the weekends at night.
And you just fucking...
And I go on for like an hour and a half too.
Okay.
And I grab as much clips as I can. And then I just sit down and...
Start editing away.
Start editing.
On Premiere or what are you using, DaVinci?
Sorry? CapCut.
CapCut, eh?
CapCut is so easy.
Oh, dude, damn, I always thought you were doing something crazy because your edit style is nice. CapCut's amazing.
CapCut is honestly amazing. It does wonders. It's easy. It's simple. Boom, boom. It's done, you know?
That's amazing.
Everything else is so like...
So
it's hard.
It's harder. It is harder.
I have a friend and he does he does my YouTube, right? And he does Adobe and Premiere. And when I look at him work, I'm like, bro, this is hurting my brain. Like, I need CapCut. Just drop.
You know, Mark's in the back, and he's agreeing too, because he's just like he also does some editing. He does
What do you do, Premiere?
Yeah, Premiere. Just having, issues with like the compatibility.
Yeah. The transitions too.
Yeah, everything about it. It's like, but I feel like once you get to know it, it's going to be like the best skill in the world.
Yeah.
But it's getting to that point. But kind of just going from there. What's been the most rewarding thing about your social media journey itself? When it comes someone's telling you something, the own personal goal you feel like you've achieved. Tell me about that.
Honestly, I didn't think that I would even get to 10,000 followers, right? Like that's just the way I was thinking, right? And the fact that we're close to 50,000 and slowly, I hope it continues, the momentum continues. Like, I'm just very happy. I'm happy it's working out. I'm happy that it's inspiring and motivating people. And
has it been a rewarding interaction that you may have, that like you really think about, like someone said this one line to you, like a paragraph, and it's like, that stuck with me?
There's a lot.
I was like, Merce, do you mind checking the camera right there?
Yeah, it's still looks like it's recording.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Besides the most rewarding.
Most rewarding, there's a lot of messages I get, and I read like nearly every message.
Oh, amazing.
There's a lot of good things. I don't know something specific, but there's a lot of, I don't know, like...
You've inspired me.
Yeah, when people say that I've inspired them, I feel like I'm winning. Like, that's it. That's all I need, right? I didn't start this for money, right? I was like, I just want to help people. And if I can help one person change their mindset, change their life, like, that's one soul. Like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, right? I don't need anything else, right? So the fact that people are getting inspired and happy and like motivated, and they watch the video, they like the content, they message me, they take the time to message me, I'm like, yo, like, thank you. Like, there's nothing else I want. Like, you know what I mean? You're happy, I'm happy, and it works.
What's the most messages? Do you get like a lot of the, how do I get? No, I've seen like here, I think it's more fitness people itself. It's, hey, I'm 15, I'm 20 kilos, or I'm 100 kilos. I'm lift this much. Is this good? I think you see that a lot too.
Yeah, it's the younger people, especially like I've seen people go from like, I think 13, 14 up until like 18 message me a lot. And my message to them, like always returning back, is like, hey, like, enjoy your life. Like, trust me, enjoy your life. Like, I can't stress enough about that, because when you get to my age, you can build the physique, but we cannot go back to
just go
17, 18, 19.
No, we can't.
Like, and time is gone. So I tell people, like, time is very precious. Don't stress too much about how much you're weighing at 14, 15, 16 years old. The only thing you should be focusing about how to enjoy your life right now. When you hit 19, 20, then you can start slowly thinking about, okay, I need to get fit, I need to get on supplements, I need to do blah, blah, blah. But before that, just have a nice, healthy lifestyle. You know, go to the gym, lift up some weights so you're in shape, and that's it. You don't need to have a six-pack abs and big chest at 16, 17 years old. And that's the problem, because there's so many kids that are on steroids.
Yeah.
Right? 16, 17, 18-year-old. They're all on steroids. And all these younger guys look up and like, I want to be like that. Right? When I was 16, 17, it wasn't like that. It was completely different. Right? The bodybuilders that we used to see growing up, it wasn't like this, the childish stuff.
Even like, if you look at the back-to-back comparison with Hugh Jackman and X-Men, like when he was like, Wolverine 1 or 2, whatever it was,
yeah,
he was like, what was considered jacked back then. It was like, bro, like it was good. It was good physique, right? It was like, there was no six-pack abs, nothing like that. Then you see him now, bro, every single striation is there. Like, you see his chest separation, the abs and everything. It's like, it goes to show you, it's like the perception of what a male physique, like an ideal male physique, is so tampered with. We're kind of going back into that aspect. I was talking to, well, people have been viewing, and I think something where my brother always used to tell me, it's like, no man, like, we all run our own race.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's you're doing you. It's you can't compare yourself to the person next to you.
Yeah.
And the underlying theme was comparison is a thief of joy.
100%.
Right. And and not only in the fitness realm itself, but as you go on, as you get older, and you see people around you are having, like, doing their own race or in their own marathon, it's like, how's he doing that? I'm not. And the thing is, we don't realize that he might be thinking, or someone else might be thinking that, why am I, oh, look at him. No one's doing this, no one's doing that. But realistically, no one's having his own inner dialogue that's going on inside the health.
People don't know. People be like, oh, no one's having a good life, but they don't know what you're going through.
Exactly. And I feel like I say so, it's like we all bleed the same blood, but we just like showing it.
Yeah.
right? And with that, basically what that means is that we compare ourselves to others, saying that they have it better than us or they don't know what it's like, but they might be having it just as bad, if not worse.
All my friends graduated before me. All my friends got jobs before me. They would work for 2, 3, 4 years, right? I was the last one to get a job.
Oh, damn.
We're making the same salary.
Oh, amazing.
Or some are higher. Sure, why not? Because they've been with the company for 6, 7 years, right? But going back to the same thing, everybody has their own like pace in life, right? Somebody can start at a younger age, 15 years old, and make $1 million. You can start at 20 and you can make 200 million.
Right? And it's I think the only cap you put on is the cap you put on yourself.
Yes.
Right? And if it's like I want to keep comparing myself to someone else and yeah, of course, all about getting inspiration, getting inspired by someone versus comparing yourself to someone is very different.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like there's a healthy balance of like a healthy mix of both, which is like important to understand. But it's to getting to that point and getting that mental maturity and being like, oh, I need to understand why I'm feeling this way. And I think it's pretty annoying. But the thing is, I don't think it's talked about enough because we always talk about mental health in school.
Yeah.
Men's mental health this, men's mental health that. But like, what does that mean to someone who's like, who can't really talk to people about their mental health or can't really, because it's like a stigmatized.
So right? Sorry to cut you off.
No,
but did you know that November, the month that just passed away, was a mental health month?
Yeah.
Right? Men's mental health month.
I know that. I think that was more for prostate cancer, no?
No, so the reason November started, from what I know, I research, right, is that the reason men started doing the mustache in Australia was because that it was for men's health. They are leaving the mustache for men's health, but nobody talks about
it. Yeah, they don't. They just call it people are shaving it.
And on top of that too, like if you think about the male and the female perspective of mental health, if a man is going through mental health issues, people are like, oh, he's a psycho. Oh, he's a man. What do you mean? Suck it up, buddy. Right? But when it comes to women, a girl says, oh, I have a little bit of anxiety. The whole world is like, oh my God. So you have anxiety? Tell me about it. A man could be depressed and he'd be like, I want to kill myself. I'd be like, oh, bro, no, you're fine. You're good.
And the thing is, it's like, at the same time, some people don't like to be cradled or coddled, right? It's like, and for me, it's like, I was like going through something, whatever. It's like, I don't need a hug right now. Like, I need something like, and maybe just to vent a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think there's like different ways that you can actually go towards it and be like, if you are someone struggling or whatever it might be, when they say talk to someone, bro, just vent, but don't be like a little bitch about it. Respectfully, I'm sorry. Like, I don't need you to come and cry. And honestly, okay, if it's to the point where you're crying to me, I'll let me be there for you. But repeatedly, what the fuck are you doing? I'm sorry. What are you doing with it? Like, no, don't cry. Stop being a little bitch about it. Because I think that's what happens. It's when people start allowing, hey, you're allowed to do this, they go to extreme, like, bro, like, I don't need you crying every single day.
Yeah.
Cry, you're allowed to shed tears to me, bro. Let me be that shoulder. Yeah, I'd rather be that shoulder you cry on than I'm fucking lifting you on the casket. Because I don't want that. But at the same time, I think there's a certain degree of, bro, like, understand that I'm gonna give you some logical fucking answers. Yeah. I'm gonna be talking to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things, but I'm also gonna be there for you.
All right.
And for me, what I realized with my friends when they come to me, it's open arms. Yep. Talk to me about things. And they also understand that it's like, I'm not gonna cry to this guy, but I actually want his advice. And maybe I just want like a peace of mind, or I want to be reassured.
Yeah.
And there's different ways you can do that. I think when sometimes you're at a point where it's such a mental turmoil where you feel all over the place and tears come out, and I feel for you.
Yeah.
Right? First time. The second time. Maybe the third time. But after the fourth, I'm like, you're just whining. And that's something a lot of people have to understand is the difference between accountability and self-loathing. Like, you're crying to me every single day, you're self-loathing. So you're sad.
See, another point I want to add to people, like, I believe that you should be nice to not you, but in general, you should be nice to people because you don't know what somebody else is going through.
100%.
Right? That's been my biggest belief, and I've always lived with that. But then slowly over the years, I was like,
do I really need to be
so I was like, wait, I'm like, yo, dickhead. I thought about it. I'm like, okay, let's make this quote a little bit better. If you know the person and you know what they're going through and they're still a shitty person to you, well, return that energy back. I try not to be that person. When I get negative energy, I always try to do it with positive. But like you said, if somebody's coming to you again and again and again and again, and you know their situation, you know what's going on, and it's not like, and be like, yo,
yeah,
calm down.
I think it's important too. It's like a very like not so easy thing to understand is that sometimes you need to cut those people off. So that negative, and it's like you can have friends who are with you for like 6-7 years, but you don't realize how negative their life is onto yours because
100%.
It projects onto you.
100%.
Right? And it's like you don't want to be the dickhead who leaves someone because of an issue, but it's At one point, it's okay. I've helped him to the best of my ability. It's still not working. I'm trying to aim this. I'm trying to. Sometimes you need to focus on yourself, right? At the end of the day, you
100%.
become that person then,
Become that person.
and it's like, and it's just a cycle. So at one point, you have to cut the string, but it's understanding that it's okay to do that.
It's okay to do that.
Right, and people don't talk when they talk about mental health. They just talk to someone about it.
No.
But they don't talk about like real things that you could properly and instill like right away today.
Right.
That will help you with that.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like, even with guys, I'm like, bro, like if they tell me they're depressed, like the famous quote is, bro, a 6-pack and 6 figures. I was like, work towards that, you won't be, right? Because when that like sadness comes out in that moment, it's a lot. I get it though, because I've been there. It's like you look in the mirror, you don't like the way you look, and the comparison, whatever it is. But sometimes, like, comparison is a thief of joy. But if you're fat and you look in the mirror, bro, go to the gym. I'm not gonna tell you anything otherwise. Like, if my fat friends come up to me like, yo, I got bigger, I was like, you did, nice, but you're fucking obese. Like, you're obese.
You have to be honest with
you have to be, right?
You have to be honest.
And that's a good friend. Because my friends keep me in check like that. My brother, he'd be like, oh, you look good.
Yeah.
And as soon as I look fat again, he's like, bro, like, what are you doing?
Bro, with friendship, right? With friendship, like, friendship is like a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. Friendship is like a relationship, okay? It works both ways, you know? Like, one person cannot be just putting in the effort, boom, 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 boom. The other person's ego goes up here. Oh, Ali's coming to me all the time. Ali's coming to me all the time. Ali's coming to me all the time, right? I'm not getting anything from this person. If I'm not getting anything,
100%.
I'm out. Like, peace out. You know what I mean?
Value exchange.
It's a value exchange. Like, you have to give something to get something.
And it sounds really cynical. It sounds bad when you hear it, but it's not.
It's not.
Because at the end of it, it's like, what I say is that when I tell someone that, it's like, hey, like, this is how I fit the exchange. First response, oh my God, no way you can think that.
Yeah.
And I go, then I was like, let's do an audit to all of your friends. Why are you friends with this person? Because he's some random person? No, because he's fun. He's fun to be around. So he provides value through entertainment. Right. Maybe you like to talk to him, so he provides value through that. Yeah, some people don't like talking about it like that, but that's the reality. Open your eyes, people. If this is the way the world and relationships works, you can now you know the formula. Optimize, right? You know what's working. Figure out a way. Talk to this person about certain things. What I like to say is that I have a bunch of friends, but not all my friends I talked about everything.
Yes.
Right. I have friends who's strictly business, right?
Yeah.
Always just a business
100%.
talk because they're so knowledgeable in it. So I can have a conversation with that. And in turn, I might be the friend that they talk to about like a relationship advice or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And that's amazing because he's getting value out of it. And I still love him to death. It's something I took a bullet from. Like, he's like my brother. Right. But to me to say that like I get value from him is not wrong.
No.
Right.
No.
But once I admit that, and I look at him, it's like, you have really good business advice. But bro, you're fat, so I'm never taking that fitness advice. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, let's be real. And people do a great thing. If a fat guy came up to you and was like, yo, you should do this to lose weight. Yeah, I'll listen to it. Realistically.
A lot of people, right? They wouldn't.
They wouldn't, right?
Why
One thing is like a decent physique, like a bulked up physique, whatever. It's like sick. Yeah, I'll listen to you.
But here's the thing. A lot of people abuse it too. A lot of people just have a physique. They don't have the knowledge.
Right.
Or anything. Right. And they're like, oh, chalo.
Let me start. Yeah.
Let me start something.
But you know the worst thing is when I see like people like refute like actual science, right? And I hear a popular thing about I wouldn't go to a doctor for my general well-being, and I believe in that. It's like, okay, fair, to a certain degree, they're gonna tell you X, Y, and Z. That's cool. But then sometimes there's like real science,
Yes.
right? And it's like tried into like steroids. Okay, bro, there's enough information. It's not big pharma telling you not to do it. It's not good for you. It's not good. Open. It's like, no, but this one right here, no, I saw this guy.
Oh, but if you do it properly,
yeah. A lot of people don't. I'm actually doing this phase. I'm
it's like smoking. If you smoke properly, you're not gonna die.
Yeah, I know. It's like, get that out of here, right?
Go through your nose, like you're not gonna die. It's not gonna go through the lungs,
right? I think a lot of people have to like understand like distinguishing between the two. But what I want to flip on to you is say, how would you like if you're looking at content online? How would you say one thing is reliable or not? What would be your test?
Ooh, okay. So when I look at I judge content creators all the time, right? And
Damn it.
damn it, there's a lot of people that lift a lot of weight, right? And they're like, oh, I bench press 2 plates or 3 plates, or I squatted this or that. But then I'm like, okay, how much do you weigh? See what?
Mass moves fast.
Yeah, like if you are lifting 2 plates and you weigh those 2 plates,
it's like you it doesn't really.
It doesn't work. Like
progress is progress, but
progress is progress, 100%. But like,
but you ain't a power lifter.
If you really want to show the lift, right? Show that like, okay, I'm 200 pounds and I'm lifting 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. Twice my weight.
Mm-hmm.
That's respect right there.
But what about general well-being? If you have like a fitness, like they say it's like a supplement or whatever, how would you like? What's your process of reasoning between the two? Because you may have the knowledge, but there's a lot of times when you first get into the space, there's so many people telling you 12 different things. Take ashwagandha, take this.
Yeah.
How do you and who are your resources? You like, you know, he's like Greg Doucette. I'd say he's a pretty trustworthy resource,
Yeah.
right? He knows his stuff.
He knows it, but he's been in the industry for like,
Yeah,
like I wasn't even born.
yeah, right. Well, takes more dates, Derek.
Yeah.
Sick, right? But then there's like these off-brand creators who are like, you know, like look at the Alani drink. This still makes me good, and this still makes me better. Or there's like, you know, whatever someone is. What's your go? Who's your go-to? How do you distinguish it? And how would you tell someone else to do it?
I try to stick to the old traditional ways. Everything that bodybuilding was, everything fitness was 10 years ago.
Just YouTube videos that or
YouTube videos. Like I used to watch Jeff Neppard when I was in university. We were the same age, but I used to watch him and I'm a fan, you know, because I was like, science-based. Yes. Makes sense. 1 + 1 is 2. Yes. It makes sense. So I used to like, I follow him, right? I look at his credibility, people like him and it, like I said, everybody's different, right? So like I go back to the old school workouts and what people used to do old school. A lot of people, they will change an angle from here to here and they're like, oh, this is going to do better. No, it doesn't do better. It's just, it feels more comfortable because everybody's different height. Everybody has different arms length.
yeah,
Right. I do flies different ways, but like I always tell them like, hey, it's the height. It's not how far it is. It's just by the height. So,
and that's why you always keep saying it's like it's what works for you.
it works for you. If it
Why
works,
it doesn't have to work for me and vice versa.
No, it doesn't. Right. A lot of exercises I do, like it's the same thing as what everybody else does.
It's really not that different. Yeah.
But people are like, oh, how do you do it? I'm like, exactly what you're doing. Right. But it's just a little bit of tweaks. What was your question again?
No, in sense of how do you distinguish between the two? Like how do you distinguish like what's good advice and what's bad advice? Because when someone looks big, that's credibility is automatically there, right?
I base it on my life experience.
No, but if I was a kid, right, a 16-year-old comes up to you and he might ask you for advice because he sees you as someone reliable,
Right.
and he's like, hey, I saw MK77 fitness influencer X that does it. I think I should start. He said it's good. Well, like, how does someone in that aspect, putting yourself in their shoes, how would you do it then?
That's tough. Like it's tough because like there's so many fitness influencers. There's so many. Like I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel sorry for those people, those kids that find a fake trainer or fake influencer to follow. I feel bad for them, but personally, like I wouldn't know. Like I see, like I said, I see the content creators, and half of them are not even certified, right?
Facts.
They're just giving advices and training clients, and this. I'm waiting for the day they hurt somebody, because they can get sued.
Yeah, very
Right? Yeah, they can get sued. Right on the way, like right on the spot. Right? You're training somebody, the credibility is not there. Everything good? Okay. So yeah, I don't really know how they would how they would. Yeah, I have no idea.
And then
Because everybody like these days you can buy fake followers.
yeah, you
On
can.
Instagram.
It's like super easy. Oh my god,
Super easy.
just pay a little bit and boom.
Yeah, boom. So like people would have and
Oh, I was gonna ask you too. What's your profession dashboard per month right now?
Sorry?
You know the profession dashboard shows you like the monthly views.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is.
Oh,
Like it's something I ask all my friends who are like into the creating space.
it right now 20.3 million.
Mashallah, mashallah, that's amazing.
20.3 million. We're at 47.4 thousand followers. It's the video I posted right now at 8,000. Like
It works.
it's working.
And then when it comes to
Sorry.
42, that's insane. 42, that's
It-
crazy.
it
A lot of things. Yeah, it does. Mashallah. But kind of going with the things of these videos, what's your next steps? Like, where do you see yourself in the next like 2-3 years or 1 or 2 years?
Ooh,
With your content, your physique? Are you ever gonna hop on? Tell me all about that.
this is like I had a lot of plans in my mind back then. I still have a lot of plans in my mind right now too. That's why I was like, oof, 2-3 years. Like I don't know. There's so many things that I planned. I want to start doing online personal training. Right. Not have 100 clients, but have like 20-30 clients, because that's all.
I'd be happy with you manage that.
That's it. No, because like that's all I can help.
Hmm.
Right. I only take clients that I can actually help them. If I can't help them, like I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So that's one plan. Second plan is like YouTube. I'm hoping that YouTube kind of works out. And thirdly, like I hope there are brands or other like big influencers that would want to collaborate with me or help me out get that exposure.
Do you see yourself going to Houston and all these other places more?
I would love to go. There's a guy in Dubai. He's Azdan or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Really big arms?
No, he does the interview. He's the interview guy.
Oh, yes.
Interview guy. So he followed me on Instagram, right? Like 2 days ago. And then he messaged me. He's like, hey, like great content, blah, blah, blah. And I told him the same thing. I was like, yo, mashallah, like he's getting like 100 million views, right? Yeah, on some of his stuff. So I was like, yo, like, good job. I would love to collaborate if you ever come to this town. And he said the same thing. He's like, bro, hey, if you ever come to Dubai or if I come to Canada, we'll do skits.
Amazing.
So like things like that, I'm looking forward to opportunities to work with different people, right? Because I'm open to think. And I always tell people like, I can't do this by myself.
Yeah. And don't say no.
We're here.
Exactly.
Like we're here because we want that exposure. We want to make it there, right? So I am happy to take help from anybody that is willing to help me achieve all our goals. You know, like you want to do podcast, we're here. We can continue doing this for as long as we can to help you or you help me, vice versa.
I have this public speaking coach on too, and then the way I met him, it was everything. I think the beautiful thing is everything's networking.
Yes.
Right? It's like, and it's not something like super businessy. I saw you do some crazy shit and I just complimented you. And then you were being a genuine guy and you said, you know what, bro, you can do it too. And then we had a conversation. So it takes me back to about 5 years ago. We had this online seminar with this one guy and he was an absolute G of a person. He's a public speaking coach. His speaks really nice. Everyone's very like, he's emceed for like a bunch of FIFA games and he's a pretty cool guy. And I think 4 years later, I reached out to him saying, hey, this is where I met you. I'd love for you to be on the podcast. And he's a big guy. He's making good money. And he's like, let's do it. Time and place. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like, what made you say yes? And he's like, I have this philosophy is that never say no.
Yeah.
You never know where a yes will get you.
Yes. 100%.
Right? And I think I was like, because he thought about it too. He was like, when I started, it's like in this public speaking space, people were very reserved.
Yes.
Right. And they didn't want to do a collab. They didn't want to do anything.
No one.
But I told myself that I told myself when I get there, I'm going to be the person who always says yes.
Yes.
And like this guy, like it not only does the conversation was so impactful that those clips did so well, people were very intrigued. Like it took a really nice shift for my podcast that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I think with that same mentality, I think you got the exact same thing. And that's something I try to have. It's don't say no to a person, right? Someone says, I need something or blah, blah, blah. It's like, let me do it.
Bro, when I had 2,000 followers, I would reach out to people over 10K followers, like 15, 20. I was like, yeah, like, let's collab. Never an answer. Just decline, right?
Really?
Yeah, because they're not gaining anything from it, right? Because technically they're not. Me, if somebody reaches out to me and collab, I'm down. I'm not losing anything,
Right? It's like,
right? Because I knew where I was, right? Months ago, I was at those 2,000 followers too, or the reach was horrible, all that. I was there, so I try to help people out because I think it will come back to me one way or another. Yeah, that's my belief.
Yeah.
I do good, and maybe in the next 5 years it will come back.
You never know.
Right.
As like I said, that guy was 5 years.
And that's
It was good for
okay.
me. And
I can wait a lifetime, not a lifetime, but
there's beauty in that, right?
there is beauty in that. Always say yes, always be good. Like when it comes to my work, my professional work, when my managers ask me anything, I've always said yes. Ali, you want to go 3 hours away? Done. Hello.
Yeah.
Ali, you want to do this?
Sure.
I can't do it, but I'll do it. You know, or I might not have the experience yet, but I'm willing to do it. I've never said no. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the past 3 years with my job, I've done 7 different roles
Wow.
because I didn't say no. Sure. You know, a lot of people say, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. No, take it, man. Take any opportunity that comes to your hand and you never know how it's going to turn out. Because
It's a beautiful thing too, sorry, just to cut you off, but you're balancing work and you're balancing a social media presence and you're not discounting your work. Right? Because a lot of people they do is like, oh, I hate my 9 to 5. I hate it.
yeah.
And but it sounds like you actually find fulfillment in your job and you find like, it's okay to, like, it's like people discredit the 9 to 5, but they don't realize it's like very impactful.
It's the job. It pays the bill. Like it's still my career. That's my career, right? What I'm doing right now with the fitness content creation, this is a passion. This is what I love to do, right? But you still need a career. You still like a job is a job, and you still need to attend to that job 100%. Because like, what if social media doesn't work out? You're blowing up right now. You could
Tomorrow.
you could say one wrong thing and
Yeah.
right. That's why I'm so careful with the hate comments.
Yeah.
Like I could rip those people apart in words, not muscle, but in words I could destroy them, right? But I'm like, no. Some people would make fun of the physique. Oh, you're skinny. I go to their profile and I'm like, okay, I could make so much fun of you.
But you know, yeah.
But I stay quiet because I'm like, you know what? Let's stay humble. Like, if I get hate, let's give them back positivity, right? I had one guy, he commented on my, he commented on the post, and then I commented back. I was like, hey, like, I looked at your profile, good physique, keep it up, welcome to the journey, right? I said that instead of, I hate comment back. He deleted his comment. When I released another video, he went on the next video, he commented, and he was like, yo, he's like, I don't know why I said all the things I said before, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're so humble, you're so nice, and like, thank you, and blah, blah, blah.
That's amazing.
I was like, that's it. Like, that's how you change the person's perspective, right? Because if you stay humble, they're like, okay, he's a nice guy.
That's amazing. And lastly, I think we can wrap everything up. And I think you already mentioned it, but what's one way you want to be remembered by?
Oh, man, just, it's not the sleeper build. I want people to remember me as a kind person, right? That's like, I have a kid. I don't want my kid to be a doctor, engineer. I don't want none of that. I want my kid to be a good and nice person, a kind-hearted person, and to just grow up, inshallah, and have a nice life, inshallah, right? That's all that matters, right? All this job, money, it doesn't matter. I've had zero account. I have had like negatives in my account before, and I've had thousands before, and I'm back at negatives, right? Nothing matters other than your family and your mental health as well. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that's all.
Well, guys, that's been the episode. You can find Ali on It's Alibaba Fitness. And our podcast is The Posh Night Club, the PASHA Club, or my personal page, Melon Posh on Instagram, TikTok, wherever it may be. Thanks for listening, watching, and subscribing. See you guys in the next episode. Peace. Amazing.
Yeah, was that good? I don't know.
That was amazing.
No,
I liked it.
How was it? You were...
Yeah, it was, bro, amazing questions and great answers.
Yeah?
Yeah, the, videos, I'll be tweaking them.
Okay.
So the brightness is a little lower than,
Yeah, that's fine.
but like, hey, we'll make it work.
I think we're going to make this podcast a priority over the last one.
Oh, yeah.
So that, yeah.
Cause send me the clips too, and cause I can start editing tonight.
Okay, cool.
On my end too. Oh, you guys can do your edits. That is 100%
What I can do for you is I'll send you the clips regardless if they're all footage.
Yeah.
But when we don't finish the actual podcast itself,
yeah,
I'll send that to you as well.